If you want something flat, strong, and that doesn't move, this is what you need. This, ladies and gentlemen, is what we call a torsion box, and people don't really understand them, so let me explain. What we've got here is a nice and simple CLS 2x3 frame with a MDF skin. On its own, the frame is going to flex. The MDF is going to flex. But sandwich them together with a bit of glue and a few nails, and that thing ain't going nowhere. You're basically taking a wibbly wobbly frame and a bit of wibbly wobbly MDF, sandwiching them together and making them super strong. It effectively becomes a massive wooden slab, but weighs barely anything. Now, this is what we see for workbench tops, doors, large panel builds like this one, and I've even seen them used for cabinet carcasses. It's for anything that needs to stay flat over a period of time, and we don't want all of the weight of having a solid unit there. You might be saying to me, Josh, how do I build this unit? Right, how do I build this torsion box that you're talking about? Right, I'm going to tell you, it's super simple, okay? As you can see in this video, all I'm doing is I'm creating a nice simple frame from 2x3 CLS. It's got a nice little 4-inch screw that drives in at each corner, obviously with a little bit of glue, because the glue does the majority of the work here. And then what I do is I skin it. So with this build here, we're using 6mm MDF. You can use 4, 15, 18, 12, whatever you want. Obviously, the thicker the face material, the stronger it's going to be, but these are just for panels for an exhibition, so strength isn't key here. But what we do need is we do need a nice flat surface that's once primed, the sign company can wrap it in vinyl. Now you must make sure you get a decent amount of glue on there and clamp it down until it's dried. Now if your timbers aren't warped like mine were, this necessarily isn't a problem. You can just pop a few nails in there along you go and it's fine. But because the CLS is a little bit all over the place, I needed to clamp it and dry, but that's not a problem because this glue sets in about 10-15 minutes or so. So what are the advantages of using a torsion box? So this is the big one. They stay flat over time, right? They resist warping, twisting, bending, cupping, all the things that are going to cause you problems if you had a massive slab of timber. So if you've got a project and it needs to stay flat, this is the perfect way to do it. They are very, very strong for the weight. You get the strength of something much, much thicker, right? And the look without any of the additional weight. So these panels here are supposed to be 50mm thick. I could have just gone and bought some 50mm plywood, right? Or some 50mm MDF. But man, would that have been heavy, and that would have been an absolute pain for the client to deal with. Not to mention, if one of these fell on somebody, all right, it might hurt, but they'll be okay. If a 50mm sheet of MDF fell on somebody, they're probably squished. Number 3, uses cheaper material. Some CLS and some thin plywood, right? Super simple, super quick, doesn't really cost the earth. If I start throwing 50mm plywood, 50mm MDF or something, it's going to be a real pain in the butt and it's going to cost a massive amount of money. And so you're not relying on the thickness of or the strength of the material, so to speak. You're just relying on the way that I built it. And I guess this is really why companies like IKEA and like door companies use like an eggshell design, because it's effectively a torsion box. So let's talk about the disadvantages. It's going to take more time to build, right? Obviously, 50mm slab of MDF, cut it to size. There we go, we're done. But building a torsion box means I have to cut the CLS, means I have to cut the ply, or the MDF, means I have to cut everything, screw it together, glue it together. And so it takes a little bit of time. Your frame must be flat, because if it's not, you're going to create problems for yourselves. Now, we all know the quality of CLS is pretty rubbish at the moment, as can be MDF and ply. I know a guy that did a video on that. Anyway, what I found, as when you're doing like a gate build or when you're doing something like that, if the frame that you've got starts to twist, what you can do is you sheath it both sides, get your glue on there, just clamp it down to everything, make sure it's nice and tight, and just leave it. And then what will happen is, as the glue dries, it will pull everything into place, and hopefully, when you pop those clamps, there's not like a massive rebound. You just pop the clamps, walk away, and everything's nice and flat. You must make sure you put enough glue on there. Now, I'll be honest, I have been told that maybe I use a little bit too much glue sometimes, but for me, I would rather have too much than too little. You might have noticed I do my wiggly line all the way across, and personally, I know you can squeegee it out, and I know you can roller it out, but for me, that works just fine. And I haven't had one fail yet. One of the big issues with them, right, is that you can't modify it later. Obviously, if you've got a solid slab of timber or a solid slab of MDF, something like that, you could put a rebate in it, you could cut a hole in it, and that'd be fine. And that sort of goes on to the next point, which is that they're not really ideal for like heavy point load. So you wouldn't really want to put like a cup hook into this 6mm MDF and then hang something on it. Be fine on the framing, but yeah, it wouldn't necessarily work very well on the skin. And last but not least, you will need to lip the edges. I have to lip the edges. I'm going to cover the edges over here. But again, for me, on this job, really not a problem, because I'm just going to face them with MDF, give it a quick sand, prime it all, paint it all, and then the sign company can then go wrap it in vinyl so nobody's going to see. I really like them. They're simple, cheap to build, quick, easy, and it makes my life super simple when I have to go deal with the designers. So that's why I use them a lot. So as I said, in my view, if you're looking for something that's going to be flat, you don't want to chuck a load of money out, it doesn't need to be solid, I think a torsion box is the way to go. All right, let me know what you think. What would you use a torsion box for? I'd really be interested to know. You have a great day, you take it easy, and I shall see you on the next video, all right? Have fun.